Hello, everyone. This is the Insert Title Show, and I'm your host, Wolf Strife. It is currently 2:30 in the freaking morning. The reason why I'm doing this episode is because I just found out that Fidel Castro has died at the age of 90. That is some big shit. This is some big stuff, man. I mean, this guy was adversaries with JFK, Eisenhower, and every president after that, basically. So, yeah, this is a big deal. Now, I'm not an expert on Castro or really Cuba, but I do know, I think it's safe to say, more than the average American does. I mean, Castro was a huge figure for basically the entire Spanish-speaking world. You know, the leftist, communist, socialist world. I mean, he was a huge figure. I mean, other than Karl Marx and Lenin and Trotsky and Stalin and Khrushchev, I mean, he was probably right up there with those figures. I just hope that now that he's dead, Cuba can be a better place. You know, let's get some democracy in there. Let's get a shit ton of capitalism. I mean, let's just shove capitalism right up their asses. I mean, there's going to be so much money going through Cuba now, or at least I hope now. Because his brother, who has been in control for the last couple of years because of Fidel's failing health, his brother, Raul Castro, who, you know, was a revolutionary too back during the Cuban Revolution, fighting alongside Fidel and Ernesto Che Guevara. So, I mean, he's a tough guy, but he's not Fidel. I mean, he's not as fiery or inspirational as Fidel was. So hopefully his regime will come crashing down and we can get Cuba back on its feet. I mean, back before the revolution, I mean, Cuba was a freaking jewel of the Gulf of Mexico. I mean, there was casinos, dancing, music. I mean, it was crazy. But they did have a very tyrannical government ran by a dictator named Batista. So I can understand why the revolution happened because he was pretty rough. But imposing communism and all that jazz was a shame. I wish that hadn't happened, but yeah, whatever. I mean, if the whites had won during the Russian Revolution, who knows what the 20th century would have looked like. But I mean, Fidel was a fascinating guy. I mean, he almost brought the world to an end in 1962 with the Cuban Missile Crisis, and the CIA has kind of tried to assassinate him a few times, and he's still... Well, he was still alive and kicking until today, I guess. But he's an interesting guy. I mean, you can't take that away from him, all the things he's done in his life or did in his life. Still kind of hard talking about Fidel Castro in the past tense. But yeah, I just hope now that Cuba can throw the shackles of communism off itself and... Maybe now that Fidel's gone, maybe Raul will be gone soon, and Cuba can become the jewel of the Gulf of Mexico again. I mean, the place is so beautiful, and the people are supposed to be very nice, and Havana's, just gorgeous. I mean, you could definitely get some money down there. Hell, even Trump was looking at buying some real estate down there a couple of years ago. I wish I had enough money to go buy some land, build a fucking casino, make a shit ton of money down there. And don't believe what the Marxists or the communists or the leftists say about Cuba. It is a fucking shithole. I mean, the average person down there lives, I think, on like $5 a day. So do not listen to them. It is a shithole. But you get capitalism going, you get stores. I mean, tourism's going to be out the butt. I mean, everybody's going to be like, Bahamas what? Cancun who? I mean, everybody's going to be going to Cuba, especially Havana. And if, you got to get businesses to cater to that. Casinos, nightclubs. The music scene will be fantastic there. It will just be amazing, I hope. And I think Cuba could definitely become the go-to place for North and South America. So I just hope that they're able to do that, get some democracy going, and get some capitalism going. But you also have to safeguard that. You definitely want to have a nice, stable government there. You don't want Batista-esque regime coming in again, and you sure as fuck don't want another communist government coming in there like Hugo Chavez's Venezuela and all those other places coming in and taking over. You want it to be free, wealthy, and hopefully better for everybody there. I want the Cuban people to have good paying jobs and good education. I mean, Cuba does, I hear tell, have a very good medical thing going on. Like, Cuban doctors are supposed to be really, really good, but everything else is kind of shitty other than their soccer teams, boxers, and baseball players. So, I don't know. But, yeah, so now that Fidel Castro's gone, hopefully we can have a Cuba Libre